Well, it is that time of the week again. It's Friday. It's Shoot the Shit with DSP. That's me. I'm a poet. Didn't even know it. Anyway, welcome. We'll get started here in a little bit. Love to get the hellos going. I'm gonna start using my cheaters. What the heck? We don't have to hide that we use these things. We've got just a few of you on the line so far. We've got a good morning from Steve Eller. Let's go, buddy. I hope you are feeling better today. If you are joining me live, do me a favor. Make sure you're logged into your Google account so you can participate in the chat. I'd love to hear a good morning from you before we get started. We're going to buy a little time to let people get logged in. I realized I didn't put the placeholder or the scheduled event on my YouTube channel. So some of you are just waking up to the event this morning. We've got Angie Brown is in the house. Good morning. It is good to have you here. It was good talking to you yesterday, and I like the things that you're working on. Just saying. I think you got things under control. As you guys join in, we've got a group of you that are joining in as we speak. I'm just checking in where we are. Do me a favor, say good morning. In order to do so, you need to log into your Google account so that YouTube knows that it's you and it allows you to participate in the chat. We have Mike is in the house. What is going on? Good morning. It is wonderful to have you here again. I like repeats. I like people sticking around saying, hey. This morning, I'm going to go on a little rant. I'm going to let you know that it's not necessarily a positive message, but it's not a negative message. It's just shit that I see in your restaurants that you guys need to clean up or make sure not happening in your place. Um, we'll get started here in just a second. We do have more people joining as we speak. We've got Mary's in the house. Good morning, Mary. It is awesome to have you. Do know that I understand Mary is on my team, and she's told me that the video quality is not as strong as it used to be because I've moved to Studio B. I'm using a different piece of software to stream into the streaming software. So I've got to spend a little time on YouTube to make sure I can go direct to YouTube, see the chat, make it all work. I haven't had time to do so. So I apologize if I'm a little, well, not as crisp as I normally am. I certainly want to be. What am I doing here? All right, I think we are good to go. We shall get started here. Again, do me a favor, make sure that you are logged into your Google account so you can participate in the chat. So let's get her done. Welcome to Shoot the Shit with DSP. STS with DSP happens every Friday at 8 a.m. Pacific Time, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, live on YouTube, travel schedule permitting. We're going to invest about 30 minutes out of your day to get pumped about the upcoming weekend, get excited about crushing your goals, and finding the motivation to be the best you possible. Plus, I'll answer your burning questions. I'm David Scott Peters, creator of the Restaurant Prosperity Formula and your coach. Today, I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant on some of the things that, well, get me worked up when I see them in your restaurants. Before we get started, again, for those of you who are joining, do me a favor, make sure you're logged into your Google account so that you can participate in the chat on YouTube. You can say good morning to me. You can ask me questions when it's your time for Q&A. I am here for you. But in order to make that work, you got to log into your YouTube account or AKA Google account so that Google allows you to participate in the YouTube channel. Here we go. All right, restaurant pros, it's rant time. All right, I've been in this business for over 30 years. I started as a dishwasher before I could legally even work. I grew up in this industry. I love this industry, and I've dedicated my career to helping restaurant owners thrive. But let me tell you, there are things I see in restaurants that drive me absolutely nuts. If you're doing any of these, it's time for a reality check. Today, I'm going to unload some of my biggest pet peeves. Maybe you can relate. Maybe some of these things are happening in your restaurant and you didn't even realize how bad they are. Either way, let's dive in. Let's start off with service nightmares. For me, things like only one. That's when I walk into a restaurant all by myself. I travel all the time. And the host says, only one? Like I'm some kind of charity case. Just one? Yes, just one. Do I need a permission slip to eat here by myself? Am I a loser? I don't have any friends? I mean, think about the phrase, just one. How about how many in your party? Wouldn't that work out a little bit better instead of, hey, loser, hey, loser, you really want to dine here by yourself? Why don't you go sit at the bar? How about Is everything okay? This is when a server checks back or a manager, worse, checks back. Is everything okay? Like, that's what your goal is. You spent all this time and money on the menu, the products, the presentation, the service training, the freaking uniforms, the music, the flatware, the everything. You strive for okay. Is it just okay? How about asking, was your burger cooked to your desired temperature? What else can I get you? I mean, the reality is this. Did you spend all this time and money to shoot for okay? Because I got news for you. If you ask somebody, is everything okay? They're telling you it sucks because it's okay. It's okay. I want it to be freaking wonderful, don't you? How about gum under the table? Enough said. But let me just say this. What do you think? Is there more gum under a table in a fine dining restaurant with white linen on the tables or a family style pizzeria? Believe it or not, it's the white tablecloth because where do I have no paper to put my gum, so they stick it under the frickin' table. Is this a part of your checklist? Are you making sure that at least on a weekly basis you are scraping the frickin' gum from under the tables or under the bar? People are pigs. But the last thing I wanted to hand under there and accidentally touch somebody else's ugh. Dead bugs, dust, and cobwebs in the windows. You sit down and you look over, and it's one of these low hanging window sills that's below your table or right at eye level. Look, this is not a Halloween decor, right? Clean your freaking restaurant. Make sure that you have your managers sitting in different places throughout the day when they're working on stuff so they can see a different guest perception. But better yet, get those freaking checklists in place and make sure things are done to your standard. How about servers who drop off extra napkins that I didn't ask for, right? Thanks for the paper waste. Now, I get that a typical customer, this wouldn't bother them. But when they bring chicken wings to my table and they bring a 3, 4, 5 inch stack of freaking napkins, I want to cry. Because as a restaurant person, I know that's money wasted because I'm not going to use all that. They think they're doing a service for the guests, but the fact of the matter is they're just wasting your money. We need to sell even more chicken wings just to pay for the freaking paper we wasted. How about going through a fast food drive-through? Come on now, you're in the restaurant business. You've been busy. You travel home. You go out at night. You travel home. You have found yourself in a fast food drive-through, even if it's a chain restaurant. You know you have. How about when that fast food drive-through worker who's dumps an entire crane load of ketchup or salsa into the bag? It's like, look, I ordered one meal, not a catering for 50. Now, again, this may or may not bother most people, but as a restaurant person, I look at each one of those packets and go, are you serious? Did anybody train these people? And do I really need to throw away all of this food? Yeah, it's in a baggie. How many freaking hot sauce packets can I leave in my kitchen drawer to go out of date? Like, don't waste money. Train people. Let's shift. Let's shift the cleanliness and hygiene, these offenders, if you will. Lipstick on cups, spotted wine glasses, and silverware with food stuck on them. It's just freaking gross. I mean, do I need to say anything about those things? Yet they happen. We can talk about dishwasher strength, and we can talk about chemicals, and we can talk about, making sure that we're pre-cleaning glasses and we've got the right cloth to polish. I don't care what it is. Do something about it. You can't easily bounce back from those things, especially when a guest starts to what? Post on social media. How about dust, and more dust everywhere? Are you running a restaurant or an archaeological dig? Can I tell you how many times I go to restaurants and I sit and if I have idle time, I start looking. I look up the ceiling and in the rafters I've got dust, and on the windowsills there's dust, and then there's streamers and there's cables and wires and there's dust. Like, you understand that shit flies off there eventually and into somebody's food? Let alone, do you ever clean this place? What does the kitchen look like? How about, now I know things are changing for the better. But when I was in the restaurant business, working the floor in the 1990s, right? It's been a while. I've been coaching independent restaurants for 22 years, for that matter. With that said, Servers who stuff that rag to wipe the tables, right? You know that one? They put in their back pocket of their pants, in their belt, worse. I don't want my table wiped down with somebody's butt cloth. Now, today's day and age, we are getting smarter and we're bringing spray bottles and we're using different ways of cleaning to make sure we're not using the bleach bucket and so on. But the fact of the matter is, do you want to eat off a table that's something in somebody's butt? Oh, one of my favorites. And this happens in freaking fine dining restaurants sometimes. It drives me bananas. Would you like pepper with your salad? Yes, please. Pepper mills carried under the armpit. Are you shitting me? That's a special kind of seasoning that I didn't want or ask for. Like, do you really want somebody's armpit? A food service device that you're gonna put your hand, they're gonna put their hands on. I don't care. It's their armpit. How is that hospitality? You know, here's a tough one: staff using their phone duty. Now, look, I just want to be very clear. There is no text messaging more important than the guests. With that said, I am going to tell you over time, this pet peeve has changed in the sense that when I started, when cell phones were first coming out, dude, I'm so old. I used to have a pager as a manager. I don't want to see your team on their cell phones. You're not going to be able to fight and say no cell phones. I think that ship has sailed. Instead, we've got to make a policy not on your phone in view of a guest. We have to make sure that maybe we grab 3 or 4 of our team and say, today you are our social media ambassadors. Take pictures and send them to us so we can post them on our Instagram. But the fact of the matter is, nobody should have their head down on their phone with a guest looking at them. Let's move on to food and safety disasters, if you will. Cold food that should be hot. Hot food that should be cold. You get it? It's a simple concept. Serve food at the right temperature. Now, there are different things. There are reasons for it. I can have a hot dish that died in the window because you have bad service standards. You don't have team service, so every server walks by that window and nobody grabs that food because it wasn't my table. So my food dies in the window, and you bring it out and it's cold. How about those kitchen people who don't want to follow procedure and want to open up the line faster and take the soups and put them in the hot table instead of putting them in a pot on the stove? I don't want cold soup. Do you want to make someone ill? Let alone go, you got to be kidding me, and I have to send it back? Oh, I've got some pet peeves. Usually I talk about the kitchen, but let's talk about your bar. Moldy soda gun holders or inside the nozzle. If you wouldn't drink from it, don't serve it to your customers. Do you have checklists in place that we are separating and we're dumping it? I'm an old timer, so we would grab a pitcher, we'd put soda water in it, and we would put those things in separated, the gun and the nozzle. I don't care what you do. You make sure that is clean. How about your walk-in coolers? The walk-in coolers with the Metro racks and those dried drippings on shelves. What the shit is that? I don't want a side of some mystery sauce or mystery meat. You have got to be kidding me. You need to be cleaning your damn kitchens. How about broken gaskets on your fridge doors? Covered in grease, mold. They've all particles and shit in there. Clean your damn equipment. Put it on a checklist. It's called food safety for a reason. I want you to think about this. When you have broken gaskets on all your refrigeration, when I put my hands on there, I can cross-contaminate. I can make somebody ill. I could kill someone. I've got gaskets that are broken, which means the compressor is working really, really hard, and I'm paying more energy cost. I'm reducing the life of the refrigeration unit. The compressor working hard because cold air is leaving at a quick pace. I'm losing product because it's out of temperature and I've got to throw it away. There are so many wasteful things. It shows me you have no pride in your goddamn kitchen and you've got no checklist and no leadership. I get it. Oh, these gaskets, they're so expensive. Then replace them and keep them tip top from this point forward. Don't use the wrong chemicals on them that break them down. Train your people, ensure your kitchen is safe. How about employees who don't know how to handle food safety? Right? Let's talk about this. Gloves. Oh, we've got to have gloves. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm not a fan of the glove mandate. I like the systems of that the health departments allow you to do hand washing with the systems that buzz and tell buzz a certain number to get an employee to come off the line, rewash their hands, and so on. Because have you seen they put these damn gloves on and they think it's to protect themselves? Your line employees think gloves are for them. How many times have you gone to a quick serve restaurant? They've made your sandwich. Then with gloves on, they take your money and they give you change with their gloves on. Cash, actual cash. And then they go grab the garbage and take it outside to the dumpster with the gloves on and throw them away. And they have the gloves on. They're to protect the customers. Are you looking at your team and are you making sure they're following standard health procedures? Let's shift to management failures. Remember, this is my rant. This is my rant on things that drive me nuts. Managers who dress like line cooks. If you want to lead, look like a leader. Now, that does not mean you've got to come in a three-piece suit. But if my team is in t-shirts, I want you in a polo. If my team are in polo, I want you in a collared shirt. I want to separate. I want to see the separation. And I know you're the manager. Don't be throwing on a chef coat and walking around as if you've been cooking. Show me that you are the leader. Owners and managers who say, I just can't get my managers to do the fill in the blank. You're the frickin' owner. Fix it. Now, look, if you've been following me for any length of time, you know that I'm not like, fix it, damn it. I'm going to teach you, right? I'm going to train them. I'm going to coddle them. I'm going to coach them. I'm going to make them feel appreciated. I'm going to stay with them until they can do it on their own. I'm going to ensure they don't fail. That's how you get your managers to do the work. You explain why you're putting it in place. You explain that it's important. And if you have to, you put on your list of non-negotiables. If you don't do this, you won't work here. You set your standards. You inspect and train your standards. You hold people accountable to your standards. I can't get my managers to do this. I mean, on the most simplistic term, who signs the front of the check and who signs the back of the check? When they start signing the front of the check, they can make the decisions. Otherwise, it's you and your job to make sure you lead your team. Have owners who refuse to change their menus, even when their menu's killing their business. No recipe costing cards, terrible layouts, costs going out of control, not taking inventory, no portion controls on the line, no manager ensuring the dishes look the same every single time, no proper training. It's all an epidemic. But just focusing on the menu, let's say you do have recipe costing cards. And we do what I call a menu profitability monitor, and we find your ideal food cost. We can re-engineer your menu and find you 3 to 7 points the first time through, but you can't without the recipe cards. And then when I meet with you and I go, oh, we need to make this change. And you're like, oh, no, you don't understand. My customers love that. We sell 2 a day. You got to be kidding me. You're going to hold an item that's killing your profitability because you sell 2 a day. But David, we have the stuff on the line. I don't care. Simplify. Be great at what you do, not okay. 2 a day is not volume you want to write home about. So are you willing to make the changes to your menu, even if you have to get rid of some of your most popular items because those are killing you in food costs or prep? It's up to you. Adapt or die. How about owners who don't have a budget and they tell me I know my numbers? Bullshit. No, you don't. And by the way, numbers don't lie, but your gut feeling does. You have a responsibility to have budgets in place. If you've been following for any length of time, you know that I say that As an owner, your job is working on budgets, marketing, lead the team, developing your managers, holding them accountable, moving the company forward, working strategically on your business. Budgeting is first in my world. Budgeting, that is your proactive plan for success. Without a budget, you are flying blind. What are you using? Oh, but David, I look at my profit and loss statement every week. No, you don't. You look at it every month and you don't get it for 15 to 30 days, even 60 or worse days later. And then you're looking at the past. Can you change the past? I need a budget to proactively manage. That's your responsibility. How about owners who allow bartenders to count their drinks? Oh my God. Those of you who don't know, you replace this to cashier. When you've got your own drawer and you count it back to $300, you take out all the money you owe, like a server and a server report. That's just an open invitation for theft. There is no freaking way. My bartenders cannot run their own server report. They can do everything, make sure all the tickets are closed out, but then they get a manager with a code runs the server report, puts it in the drawer, takes the drawer and counts it back to $300 and sees that this bartender balances. That bartender can come with me and watch me. I've got no problem with that. But the last thing I'm going to do is allow my bartenders to count their own drawer and have systems on how they steal cherry stems, toothpicks, paper clips, rubber bands, lemons, limes that have been used, and they look like they're dirty bartenders, but the reality is each one of those represent a certain amount of money that they're stealing from the drawer later because they charged the guest, but they collected the money, they put it in the drawer, but they didn't ring it up. No. Keep honest people honest. Put systems in place, management inspecting those systems, and guess what? You prevent theft. How about owners who say, you don't understand. My restaurant's different. No, it's not. What do you serve with a freaking limp? The fundamentals apply to every restaurant. All the systems that I teach are the same damn systems. Your restaurant is an envelope. What color it is, what you serve, how you make your food, that has nothing to do with the systems. I have members who have multiple concepts that could put a manager in one restaurant, move them to another restaurant, and they could run it. They know the DSR tracker. They know how to run the software. They know how to do the invoice log. They know how to use the recipe costing software, scheduling. They know how to follow the checklist. They know how all the back office systems, the way we run our business, the way we impose our will without being there. What they may not know is where the frickin' salt and pepper shakers live. But they can run that restaurant. All right. The reality is I could probably go on. I could literally double this list without any problems. But even I'm getting on my own nerves with all the renting. But here's the takeaway. If any of these things are happening in your restaurant, fix them. Your restaurant, remember, your restaurant, your guests notice these things. Every little thing adds up to how they experience your restaurant. Being the best isn't about making one big change. It's about fixing all the small stuff, the details that make your restaurant stand out. So what are your biggest pet peeves in your restaurants? Why don't you drop those in the comments? Let's talk about those. Because now I want you to get out there and I want you to crush it. This concludes my portion of Shoot the Shit with DSP. Now I'm picking this back up. We're going back to your comments, your questions. Let's see what we've got here. And I'm throwing on the glasses. I've decided it is happening. Let's see. Iban is in the house. What's up? Iban says, I'm feeling stuck and on growing my restaurant. Should I bring in a business partner to help scale, or should I focus on hiring strong general manager and run operations more effectively? I'm going to tell you this. The only reason I would go out and get a partner, I guess there's two reasons. One is I'm out of money. And I can't get conventional financing. So the best thing I can do is get a partner. The second reason is I truly am struggling with one set of skills, and I don't believe I can learn them. I don't believe I can execute them. So basically, unless you're out of money, I wouldn't get a partner. I would learn the damn systems you need to put in place in your restaurant. I would develop your management team. I would not hire a general manager from outside my four walls if I can do so. So, where do you learn these things? Well, you're here. I mean, you could, I'll just throw this up here. If you have an interest, you can get on a call with Ryan James. Ryan is my solutions coach. You go to dsp.coach/Ryan and get on a discovery call. It's 15, 20 minutes long, could go 30, a little longer, depending on what you guys get into. But we need to learn more about you and your business, what your challenges are to truly answer this, whether one of our coaching programs is right for you. But here's the deal. This is what I do. We provide you the systems you need. We teach you the systems you need. We help you implement those systems and get your team on board and give you the skill sets you're missing that you can become the restaurant operator you need to be. That'd be my suggestion. And if not me, go find another coach. I'm not the right coach for everybody. I'm really not. And I don't really care to be. This is who I am. You're going to find pretty much consistency. If we got on a Zoom call together, this is me. What you see on this live, this is me all the time. You can ask any one of my members or any of my team. So love me, hate me, this is it. I will do everything in my power to help you be successful. But I will not coddle you. I will listen. I will be empathetic. But I will call out bullshit when we throw excuses out why we can't get things done. But I will provide you the solution. I will provide you the information. I will provide you the training and the kick in the ass you need to move forward. That would be my 2 cents. Let's go back to the chat here. Mother's Cantina. Ryan's in the house. Ryan says, good morning. Got my health department final for my new country bar and restaurant today. Yeehaw. You know, when I look at you, Ryan, the last thing I think about is yeehaw. I'm just saying, brother. But I haven't seen you in a cowboy hat and cowboy boots, but congratulations. That is fantastic. Ben says, given that it takes at least a year or more to get a business started and open, is it worth it to start the process now or wait a few months and see how things work out with the economy? I'm not waiting for anything. I got news for you. You wait for the perfect time. There is no perfect time. There's always something going on. You have to decide, do I have a passion for hospitality? Do I know what the neighborhood I want to go into, what they want, and I'm going to provide them that? If not, I'm going to find the neighborhood that wants what I'm going to bring them. Did you create a budget? Not only a capital budget, but an operating budget. So you know the money you need and to make sure that you can pay for the lease and the loan and make money. That's what I would tell you. Are you planned? Otherwise, there is no perfect time. Look, I sold my last company, or actually I want to clearly say I was bought out of my last company that I started 6 years ago. And over a year, I rebuilt my coaching program, the video library, all the things that I do. And I launched the day all the states shut down for COVID. There's no freaking right time for anything, dude. Just do it. Be an entrepreneur. Fire, ready, set, aim. But be planned. Be prepared. Great question. Little Lily's in the house. What's up, Avery? Restaurants who use only hand dryers in the bathroom, yet don't pull the door foot puller. Oh yeah, right. So what Avery's saying is, you got the powered thing. Okay, no cloth. Well, the reality is when your team walks out the door, and I'm not good about this. Now they grab the handle. We're cross-contaminating because I don't know if you've noticed, everybody doesn't wash their freaking hands, and so. Let's just call it what it is. Somebody wiped their butt. They have fecal matter in their nails. They touch that handle. We're now cross-contaminating. This will freak Avery out. So If you don't use paper, and oh, by the way, if you use paper and they open the door with the paper, there better be a basket to throw it away in. There is the foot puller where you literally can pull it with your foot so you don't have to touch the handle. That would be one of Avery's pet peeves. Let's see here. Ho says, would you do business counseling online? I am from Romania. Well, my program is online. I've got a member in Panama. I've had a member in Italy. I've had a member in China. I've had a member in England. I've had a member in Trinidad and Tobago. I've had a member, no, I didn't get the one in Ireland. So, yeah, it's just the time differences and know that I speak English. That's it, man. So, absolutely, you can get on a call with Ryan. We use Zoom, so you don't have to worry about that, not being able to communicate with him. But sure, absolutely. Ryan says here, Mother's Cantina. Yep, answering the. He's going to give you the link to learn more. All right, how are we doing here? We still have a large group of you on. It is just about at that half hour mark. I'll put a shout out there if anybody else has one more question for me. Be happy to do so. There will be a shoot the shit next week. Might not have time to figure out how I stream directly to YouTube and get the chat on here and all that wonderful stuff. So my video quality may not be as strong as I'd like, but know that I'm aware of it. We'll make it happen. But is it really about the video quality? Because I'm not the prettiest guy in the world. It's about the information and being there for you guys, isn't it? Let's see here. I think that is it. Let's see what we got. There was somebody else here. Ho says, thank you very much. You are very welcome. All right. My team is even just having a chat here in Slack going that the sound is good, image is blurry. I know. I'm going to fix it. Swear to goodness. Does somebody want to come over here and help me fix it? My goodness, you're killing me. Well, I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm thankful for you coming to spend time with me on Friday mornings. I hope to see you next week on Shoot the Shit with DSP. In the meantime, find peeves, fix your pet peeves, make sure they don't happen in your restaurant. Peace. Go out there, kick some ass, everybody.